My name is Andrea Miller, and I'm originally from Salem, Oregon. Music to me means everything. I love it. I've been singing since I was a little tiny girl. I love singing, I love writing, and I love listening. It completes me.
A few words to describe Andrea Miller's voice. Beautiful, incredible, silky, rhythmic, soulful.
Soulful, charismatic, and very sultry.
Soulful, pure, by far the best vocalist I've worked with so far.
Very sincere, and it speaks to my heart.
And what do I love most about singing? I love the freedom. It's complete freedom. I especially love recording, but also performing. But when I'm in the moment of singing, everything else goes away. And I am one with that melody or that note. And it's just so pure and honest, and everything else goes away. And it's freedom. It's just to be in that moment doing what I love, doing the best that I can do it. And that's the best thing about it. One defining moment was actually just a couple years ago. I got to sing with the Salem, Oregon Pops Orchestra at the Elsinore Theater, and it was a 60-piece orchestra, and I was singing mostly jazz standards, but with orchestration. So that was really cool. That was an exciting moment. A couple years ago, I got to do a vocal demo for Celine Dion, and I got to work with David Foster and Quincy Jones and Alan and Marilyn Bergman on the project. And I got to meet Celine and her husband, so that was really exciting. But it was a beautiful piece, and she had requested that a vocal demo be given to her, so I got the call and I got to sing it. The CD is very exciting. It's going to be my first album that is mostly all original music that I had a hand in writing. I've done a couple jazz albums already, but it wasn't as personal. So that's the most exciting aspect of this album. And I'm able to bring in songs from my past that I've written and co-written with other writers. Two of them I'm really excited about are ones that I've written with my brother, and his name is Aaron Miller. They're called Traces and Beautiful. And then I'm doing at least a couple songs with Dave Cochran and Kathleen Lantos, Anytime, Any Place, and Soulful Dream. And the rest we're going to collaboratively put together ourselves. The genre we're going for is kind of a crossover between jazz and pop. I'd say smooth jazz with some pep. I always call my music soulful pop. It's popular music, but with soul and a little jazz.
Anytime, any place, just you, baby. Don't wanna wait, can't anticipate what I wouldn't do for love.
One of the things that I really, really like about Andrea's voice is her intonation. I mean, as a music producer, what we fight for a lot is for somebody to have feeling, pitch, and expression. She has all of that from the jump when she does a vocal. It's just about capturing what she wants it to be.
When I first discovered Andrea, her complete innocence in how beautiful she is and how much the art means to her, the music art, how it means the world to her. She's very, very professional.
About maybe 6 or 8 months ago, probably about that time, I had been nominated for an Independent Artist Award in London for an internet radio station there. And so I had been nominated, and in order to get people to vote for me, I had reached my max of 5,000 Facebook friends. And so I thought, let me just see if I can get all these people to vote for me for this award. And so I went down the list laboriously every night while I was multitasking, watching TV, doing whatever, just sitting there one by one, sending messages. And lo and behold, Julian Morgan, who I didn't even know was my Facebook friend, pops up at the instant box chat message and says, hey, I just voted for you. You have a great voice. Eventually we got to talking, and he said, you know, I've listened to all your music. I think you're great. Why haven't you been signed or discovered? And I don't know. And so he said, well, I'd love to do an album. Are you interested? Here's my arm, twist it. I said, heck yeah. So Facebook, I'm completely indebted to Facebook and Julian.
David Cochran, who's my main producer, is the main producer for this project and more projects that I have. He's from the Commodores. He has recorded with Atlantic Starr and Paula Abdul, just to name a few. Very talented. He's the lead guitar player for Taste of Honey right now. So glad to have him with M&M Productions.
Carolyn is more than the mom of the project. She is the business manager, as well as so much more. She deals with me one-on-one, scheduling. Our first session I had strep throat, and she came with throat medicine and cough drops, but she's also in charge of the business aspect of it and the books and finances. A lot of the material is hopeful. The music that I like to write and like to sing about is positivity, love, some frustration, but with positivity. So I think that people who listen to this album are going to enjoy it, and I think it can be universally really appealing.
I see Andrea Miller's music expanding throughout the world. She has such a talent that it can't be contained in one country. She is vibrant, alive, and her music is universal. It hits you exactly where you live, no matter where that is.
It has a great feel. It has all the potential to be a really classic record. I mean, it's across the board. It has soul, jazz, pop, alternative. It has a great across the board appeal. I love it.
I see it going on The View. I see it going on Smooth Jazz Radio and all the jazz radio stations and R&B. I see her getting in the top of the charts. I really do.
I see Andrea's project. It's going to go all over the place. It's going to be there's going to be people listening to this coast to coast, international. I can tell already. It's going to hit there.
I'd just like to thank everybody involved with this project, starting off with Julian. His belief in me and what he heard when he first heard my voice is what I always hold special to myself, in that what comes out of my voice and out of my heart is what matters the most. And what I look like and how I present myself and stage presence is important too, but I'm appreciative that Julian first heard that tone in my voice, which is a piece of my heart, because I don't sing if I'm faking it, you know? And so I think that if we make this album with that in mind, it's gonna go great places, and I'm so grateful to everybody involved.
The sun rises and sets with you.